This extraordinary lake wasn't always a marvel of nature.
Situated in the Tian Shan mountains of Kazakhstan, this stunning lake is known for its unique underwater forest.
This mysterious place that challenges our imagination is Kaindy Lake.
It looks like a ghost fleet rising from turquoise waters. But these aren't shipwrecks. They're trees, still standing, still watching. This is Lake Kaindy, hidden deep in the Tian Shan mountains of Kazakhstan, a place where an ancient forest lies preserved beneath ice-cold water. At first glance, it's peaceful, silent. But below the surface is a story, one of disaster, transformation, and time frozen beneath the waves. Lake Kaindy rests within Kolsai Lakes National Park, about 130 kilometers southeast of Almaty. Towering spruce forests, icy rivers, and the jagged ridges of the Tian Shan Mountains frame this hidden lake at an altitude of over 2,000 meters above sea level. The air is thin here, carrying the scent of pine and the sound of nothing at all. The name Kaindy means abundant in trees, and the landscape delivers on that promise. From the surrounding alpine forest to the very lake itself, trees dominate this quiet place. Travelers must cross mountain passes, wooden bridges, and unpaved roads before setting eyes on it. The nearest village, Sati, lies 15 kilometers away, offering simple lodges and horses for those making the final approach. But all hardship melts away the moment Kaindy appears, a strange turquoise lake with tree trunks jutting from the surface like bleached sentinels. Above is silence. Below is something extraordinary. Long before the lake existed, this was a quiet valley, carved by glaciers, filled with dense, shrank spruce forests, and lined with cold, fast rivers. Then came the quake. Though long believed to be formed by the 1911 Kebun earthquake, some researchers speculate it may have been the 1889 Chilik quake, based on the tree ring data, suggesting the trees died earlier. However, this remains debated. Most experts still agree the 1911 earthquake was the most likely cause, triggering the massive landslide that blocked the valley. A wall of limestone and debris collapsed into the gorge, damming the Kaindy River and allowing water to slowly flood the valley. As the water rose, it engulfed everything: grasses, shrubs, and then entire trees. What was once a thriving ecosystem became a sealed memory beneath still waters. But unlike most submerged forests, the spruce trees didn't fall. They remained standing, as if waiting. Nature had not destroyed the valley, it had preserved it and changed it into something altogether new. Kaindy's surreal beauty begins with its formation through catastrophe, but it's what happened afterward that sets it apart. The floodwaters trapped the forest upright, and thanks to the lake's glacial origin, the water remains extremely cold, around 4 degrees Celsius to 6 degrees Celsius, even in summer. This cold acts like a natural freezer, preserving the trees for over a century. This underwater forest, over 100 years old, is one of the most unique submerged ecosystems on Earth. The preservation is so exceptional that in some cases even the bark and fine branches remain visible beneath the surface. The spruce trunks, now weathered and gray, still pierce the surface, while their submerged branches remain eerily intact. The lake is about 400 meters long and up to 30 meters deep, with limestone particles suspended in the water, giving it that surreal, glowing turquoise tone. Light dances differently here, refracted through cold, mineral-rich water that paints the submerged forest in shifting shades of blue and green. It's a place that feels as though it belongs not to Earth, but to a forgotten world. No fish dart here, no leaves fall, just silence, and the faint sense that you are floating above the past. Lake Kaindy is not a place of seasons, it is a place of extremes. In winter, the lake freezes solid, ice covers the surface in glassy sheets, and snow blankets the ridges. Visitors can walk directly over the submerged forest, looking down into the depths, where time itself seems to have stopped. In summer, sunlight reveals the breathtaking clarity of the water. You can see all the way to the forest floor. Branches still spread like open hands. Trunks descend like stone pillars. Nothing moves. The lake's mineral-rich, limestone-fed water refracts light in brilliant hues of aqua and cobalt, changing with the angle of the sun. But even in warmth, the water is dangerously cold. Prolonged exposure leads to numbness in minutes. This cold is the lake's guardian, the reason the forest still sleeps beneath its surface. Visitors are stunned not just by what they see, but by what they feel. It is a place of stillness so complete, it seems supernatural. Reaching Lake Kaindy is not a quick trip. It's a journey through some of Kazakhstan's wildest terrain. After leaving Almaty, travelers take rough, winding roads through the mountains. The final stretch to the lake requires a 4WD vehicle, or horseback, crossing rivers, climbing narrow dirt trails, and passing through alpine meadows. Sati village, the nearest base camp, offers rustic guest houses where families welcome visitors with local food, tea, and warmth. From there, it's a 15 kilometers trek through pine forests and rocky trails. For those seeking an authentic experience, Kyrgyz yurts provide a unique way to stay. These round, felt-lined tents, warmed by stoves and shared hospitality, offer a traditional, cozy way to sleep beneath the stars. Along the way, wooden footbridges, cascading streams, and snow-capped ridges offer breathtaking views. The trail itself becomes part of the story, a gradual peeling away from modern life. By the time the lake comes into view, it doesn't feel like a destination. It feels like a revelation. Despite its remoteness, Lake Kaindy attracts photographers, adventurers, hikers, and nature lovers from around the world. In summer, the lake is at its clearest. The submerged trees below the surface are easily visible, creating a perfect scene for drone photography and reflective landscape portraits. In winter, Kaindy transforms into a frozen realm. Those who brave the icy conditions find the lake completely frozen, blanketed in snow and silence. It's a world suspended in white, quiet, untouched, otherworldly. Hikers explore the surrounding ridges and trails, capturing panoramic views of the lake from above. Others sit quietly at the shoreline, absorbing the strange stillness. Kaindy doesn't offer activities. It offers atmosphere. No crowds here, just a rare kind of solitude. It's not a place for mass tourism. It's for seekers of beauty, stillness, and things forgotten. Every step here feels like a step into another world. Though Kaindy itself has no permanent residence, its spirit lives in the nearby communities. Sati village serves as the human connection to this wild world. Locals speak of the lake with quiet reverence. Some remember stories passed down from ancestors, tales of when the valley still ran with rivers, before it was swallowed. To them, Kaindy is not a tourist site. It is a living memory, woven into the land they call home. Unlike other famous places, Kaindy has no legends of gods or ghosts, just the truth, which is strange and beautiful enough on its own. The villagers protect what they can. Horse rentals, guided treks, and homestays offer a sustainable way to welcome visitors without damaging the fragile ecosystem. Even the simplest gesture, offering tea in a yurt or pointing out the safest path, is an act of quiet stewardship. In a country known for vast steppes and nomadic history, Lake Kaindy is something different, a hidden memory beneath the mountains, carried forward by those who live nearest to it. The growing popularity of Lake Kaindy brings both admiration and concern. Its uniqueness makes it a target for mass tourism, and yet, its ecosystem is incredibly delicate. Even small acts, like stepping off marked paths or throwing stones into the water, can have long-lasting effects on this fragile environment. Too many footsteps, too much noise, or careless waste could endanger what nature took over a century to preserve. Fortunately, Kaindy sits within Kolsai National Park, a protected zone. Rangers patrol the area. Eco-tourism programs promote sustainability. Visitors are encouraged to stay in designated areas, carry out all trash, and leave no physical trace behind. But regulation is difficult in such remote terrain, and now, climate change adds new threats. Warmer winters, glacial melt, changing water chemistry. Any of these could alter this frozen forest forever. The balance that preserves the submerged trees is delicate. Even a slight rise in temperature could disrupt what's been perfectly preserved beneath the surface. This is not a place we can replace. It is irreplaceable, and it asks only one thing of us: to respect its silence. What does Lake Kaindy truly offer? Not entertainment, not thrill, but something far rarer, a stillness so complete, it leaves space for reflection. This is a place where destruction gave birth to wonder, where a forgotten forest sleeps in the arms of a turquoise lake. The trees below do not sway with wind, yet they speak of time, of disaster, and of endurance. No birdsong, no waves, just the soft echo of breath and boots on frost. Kaindy does not demand attention, it invites humility. Standing at its edge, one feels both small and timeless, as if brushing against nature's deeper memory. For a moment, it feels like the earth has paused, exhaling through pine and stone. In the hush of Kaindy, you don't just see history, you feel its breath. There are few places left on earth like this, untouched, unexplained, and unafraid to be silent. In the world's noise, Kaindy whispers, not loudly, but with truth, and that whisper lingers, long after the journey ends.